On this episode of Photowrk, we talk to LA-based fashion photographer Randy Tran.
His work can be seen in magazines such as Elle, W, and Harper's Bazaar. Stay tuned. Hey, welcome to the show.
Hey guys, thanks for having me.
We wanted to kick off the podcast talking about your story, how you got to be where you are today, amazing fashion and beauty photographer, and just walk us down that road.
All right, I'm ready. My photography journey in general. As a kid, my mom always wanted me to take pictures of her on vacation trips. So she always had a point and shoot camera with her, or disposable film one, and she like gave it to me. And then from there, I think when I was in middle school area, that's when it started for me, where I was like retouching and like I was getting into graphic design more, but then I was like still lingering with photography because MySpace, you know, like you want those cool pictures. So I was like mapping myself in the mirror, doing a different pose and just looking in the mirror, like a picture of me looking in the mirror and stuff like that. So like that's where like it started. And then once I hit high school, that's where it really began. I got my first DSLR camera. Started taking portraits of friends, family, and then it started becoming like a career for me because I started getting paid. Prom pictures, family portraits, and things like that. So that's where it started for me in high school. And then I made this big move to California all by myself. I was like 18. And it's been an amazing move because I got to meet a lot of people through social media. So I'm now photographing like influencers. I met my mentor through Facebook. Like it's really huge. And a lot of my jobs are through social media too. So my career took off when I moved here, and just being able to shoot like models and work with agencies and stuff like that has been like really life-changing, and making connections with clients.
How did you get started making that big leap from where you were before, which was Florida? Is that correct? Georgia, sorry. Came from Georgia to California when you were 18.
So the biggest opportunity was laid on my lap was when my friend at the time, her name's Mimi, and she's a makeup artist too. We were talking. I came to visit her, and I was telling her, I'm moving out here. I'm gonna move out here, and I was like, I'm gonna make my career here, and this is where I want to be. And I guess she put it in her mind, and then her roommate moved out. Her roommate and her boyfriend broke up, and I was like, okay, well, hey Randy, my place is open now. And it was like my last semester of my senior year. So like I still had to finish high school when I moved here. So she was like, come on, like this is the chance if you really want to live over in California. And I went home that day and I was just like, well, I need to get in-state tuition for college. So if I go now, it's the perfect time. I had to live a year in California. And I told my mom. My mom's like, what do you mean? Like, you need to move to California? I was like, I have to. Like, this is where I want to be. You left the country when you were like 20 or like 18 or something. She was really young when she left Vietnam. So that's like where like the big stuff for me was. And my dad is always like, yeah, do it. So it's like a great support system. And then I just made the move. I work about 3 jobs when I first came out here. Yeah, it took me 3 months to find a job. So it's like crazy. And like my first job was like the worst. I've never had a job, so no references, nothing.
I mean, you were super young.
Yeah. So I had nothing under my like list of like experience. I was just like, I was practically begging people to shoot. I was asking friends. I was like building my portfolio, and then I was able to join like social media and found like photography group and stuff like that. So it's really amazing of what social media helped me on too. So, and then I also met a friend through Instagram when I first moved here as well. and she helped me with like a lot of my stuff. She's an influencer, so I shot her like for 3 years, and then that stopped. But yeah, that big jump to California was like most impactful thing in my life. So it's like really, I'm like grateful for everything that happened then.
Oh, that's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice that you had the support system.
Yeah, I don't think it would ever happen if it, like, my career wouldn't have taken off if I didn't move here.
Tell us more about like how you're able to be where you are now.
Okay. So, 18, I mean, I was working 18 through 19, didn't have a car either. I was taking the bus and the train, the metro from, I was living in Long Beach to my shoots. I was just like, any like chance that I get to build my portfolio, I was going out like all the way. I'll pay friends out just to like drive me to where I needed to go. I'm just like, here, take my money. I didn't know what Uber was. If Uber was like, if I'd known what Uber was, I don't think I'll pay the amount I paid my friends. My friends should be blessed. But if it wasn't for that, like, for me to invest in my own career, I don't think it would be the way it is, you know. Working 3 jobs. It was tiring, but I love working. I can become a workaholic, but I can also be a lazy person. But if I'm hustling to be who I want to be, then yeah, I'm gonna work my ass off to do what I want to do. That's where it really like took off for me. Like when it to just know that I'm working so hard to get where I'm at. I mean, my first breakthrough was when I shot my first campaign, and that was like crazy because I was just like, I can make how much? I can start charging these prices, and they're okay with it. So it's like really nice, but I still had a lot of learning to do when I was like charging that price. I didn't know what was like expenses, equipment, and like to rent things out. I was just like, okay, this is my rate. This is just me to be there. I'll bring everything. You know, like that's the first like time you ever got your job. So it's just like really blessed, and I was just so happy, and had my friends on shoots too. So they're like photography friends. They can be your assistants and like do all this stuff to help you too. So it's like nice to have more than one eye on the shoot.
So that took about a year to kind of get to where you got that campaign, you would say?
My first campaign was when I think when I hit 19 to 20. I think.
Wow.
So a year and a half. Yeah.
It probably felt like forever, but that's pretty quick.
Right. Yeah. It did. Since I'm always like really hungry for like jobs, it feels like forever. It feels like I need this right now, and I still have that mentality, which is like really nice because that keeps me going, you know. But with I mean, I shot like small lookbooks here and there, but I never considered them like that big boy job. So it was like so nice to do it because then I was like, I'll invite everyone out to go eat. You know, it was just like, I paid off like bills and stuff, like without a doubt, like just happy. And I just feel like that's when the moments are really nice and like appreciative and really humble about those things too, because it just makes me like happy to know that I can make it, you know. And not a lot of people do make it in the industry if you don't have like that mentality either, to be hungry. And like if you don't shoot all the time, your work is not going to be always like up to date either. Yeah.
You a hustler.
Yeah. Yes. That is the word.
I mean, more than that, you obviously it takes a lot of hustle to make it, but you clearly have talent. It's a combination of the two.
Yeah. Thank you. And I feel like there's a lot of people who go to school for it, and I'm self-taught, and I'm just like, I've been at slopes where I've hit rock bottom. Just like, oh, I wish I went to school because I could have got this network. I could have got this connection. I could have done this and that. There's so many things I could have done. But, like, I always live by, like, don't regret the things you haven't, like, don't regret the things you've done. Regret the things you haven't done. So, like, not going to school, it's like, it's okay. Like, we're going to find another way. So I'm always optimistic when it comes to those things, too.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like in this industry, if you're not, like, especially as an artist, at the end of the day, we're all, like, artists. At the end of the day, I don't care what anybody says, you're an artist. When it comes to photography, if you suck, you suck. And you're still trying to make it, you know? So you have to hustle. But yeah, I just feel like you need to keep working on your craft. Yeah. And just try to do something with it, you know? Some people might not like your work, but it's okay. Yeah, not everybody likes Picasso.
You kind of mentioned that it was your mom giving you a camera, taking pictures on vacations. Was there anything else that motivated you to become a fashion beauty photographer?
I feel like a lot of fashion photographers do grow up in a household where someone in their household wears like designer. I've never been into fashion like that as a kid, you know. I mean, yeah, I wore my mom's heels when she told me to put them away. But I guess America, like my generation, I'm 23, I'm going on 24. But my generation is like, I didn't have parents that have money to wear like designer stuff. So it wasn't always in like my family to wear design, like to shoot designer things. But now like through social media, I feel like Tumblr and stuff like that really opened my eyes to fashion. Yeah. And like watching America's Next Top Model as a kid was like really fun too. It's like seeing these people pose and do vulgar things. It's just like, okay, like I think that's cool, I guess. Like, but I never shot things like that because I love keeping people natural and just making it look fun and, you know, my work rather than like going to the crazy route or like a tour. I guess, yeah, that route. Yeah.
But what motivates you as an artist?
What motivates me? As I mentioned before, it's just like being hungry, like being that hustler that like it's just like going above and beyond what I could do. I'm always experimenting. I feel like building your craft is always something that you should be doing. Being that person to go in above beyond of what you already do. Finding new clients, reaching out to new clients, even if it puts you in an uncomfortable place. I mean, the worst they're gonna say no, and you just move on, you know. And I've put myself in places where I like didn't feel comfortable at all, you know, and I got over it. And I feel like you need to get over things too if you really want clients, you know, big clients, not small clients. I've got reach out to do like a shoot for Modelo and Esquire, but I couldn't do that, but because of timing and like scheduling. But that's okay. There's another job on the way, and that's what I always had to tell myself too. Maybe it's not the time to shoot for Modelo and Esquire. Let's wait, and then we'll shoot something else, you know. So I'm always, and I feel like in this industry, if you're always gonna be sad and always gonna be like mopey, you're not gonna get far. Because you're going to break yourself down and be stressed. And I feel like you have to be very optimistic when it comes to these things. Because people are going to say no to you sometimes. And that's fine. Because you have to keep going. If you don't keep going, then you're not going to, like, make it that far. And with hustling and grinding, like, the harder you work, the better it gets. And I feel like your portfolio needs to be always updated. I keep on saying that, but it's really true. I just feel like if your portfolio is like really outdated, how are the clients supposed to know that you can do the job? You know, if there's something new like GIFs or like stop motions, and I mean it's not new, but if you can incorporate something new into it, then it'll be great. I have many photographer friends are doing above and beyond. I'm just being around those people, being surrounded by those people, just that environment. It makes you feel like you need to be on top of it too. If you like settle for what you can do already, yeah, you can get by, but like go over the top and just like try to start something new. Try to be different. I mean, you can't be different in photography, really. Because we're really just like bouncing each other's ideas off too. So it's like, don't copy, but feel inspired by others. And that's how I feel when it comes to like seeing other photographers shoot. I'm like, oh, this lighting is cool, but if I use this lighting on something else, it'll be my take on it or something like that, you know, rather than mimicking like the whole thing. And I just like being aspirational to others too. I'll have like people email me like, oh, can I assist you? And it's cool to have that and just like show people that the more you work, more people will follow you. And it's great to have people to support you other than your friends too. It gives me this confirmation like, okay, I'm doing something right. Yeah. And then like to build those clients that you really want, like show them, shoot what they want, you know. If you're getting into fashion, you have to understand like, yeah, you have your own style, but you still need to kind of, if you want to shoot for free people, you kind of have to shoot in that route of free people. Or if you want to shoot for Zara, your look really has to go for Zara. Like, yeah, but you can bring it in with your own style.
Where do you see fashion photography going in the future?
Fashion photography in the future. Right now, it's like, let's talk about the present.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of people are coming back to film. I'm shooting film now. I never knew how to shoot film. And now I just like take my digital and like turn the dials where I need it to shoot and then take those settings and put it into my film. I don't know how to use meters or anything. So it's like kind of hard. So like I feel like in the future, photography wise, it's going to be more vintage era now. I feel like everybody's loves like the quality of film. I've seen you guys because I was watching your YouTubes. You guys shoot with the Mimiya and like the film cameras, and it's really nice to see like the quality of it coming out looking like. I think there's a quality to digital and then there's a quality to film that are totally different. If you want sharp images, then yes, digital. If you want some blurry, some more natural photos, I feel like, or you want the grain, and there's like qualities that film has that you really like, and if you want to shoot that, then it's fine too. But I feel like we're going into route of film. I mean, the latest Vogue cover by with Beyonce, I think that was shot on film as well, and they just scanned it. Yeah, that's where it's going. I feel like we're just gonna go into the vintage route until another camera brand makes something cool. Then yeah, and I feel like we're going at a good pace where everything's going more natural. You know, nothing more couture. Clothes is like being really like curated where it looks really fun. You know, but I think photography is going into more route of like being more natural and very organic. And I feel like everyone wants that organic feel now, even with things like makeup and stuff too. It's becoming very natural. They don't want to look like there's cake on their face and things like that. So it's nice. I think like people are accepting who they are and like just going that route where you don't have to do a lot of things to yourself anymore, or like wear certain things where it makes you feel uncomfortable. And I think that's really nice that it's going to that route.
Well, if I can follow up, what would you like to see less of in the industry?
It's so negative.
Just a little bit.
Just a little negative. We can end with the positive.
A little snarky.
Less of. I mean, like, I'm really glad the whole film thing is going on. But I feel like every photographer is doing film, and that's very kind of like hypocritical for me because I'm doing film. I just started doing film, but I was just like, well, I finally understood why. But I don't know. I feel like I love every aspect of photography, even if it's bad. I mean, it's still cool to see bad photos. Like, it's interesting still. Like, what made you think, like, to do this shoot? Or, you know, because everybody's still learning. And it's still, like, even I don't think I've made it, you know. But I feel like it's still a learning point for everyone. So, like, even bad photos, like, or crazy makeup, it's, if you do more, if you know how to do more, you can do less, right? The less is it's better. So I feel like those are the people who are still learning to do less. So I think it's like really, I guess that's where I can make this positive. Like,
it's about learning.
Yeah, it's still about learning. You still have to experiment, and that's the cool thing about photography. It's like a science project all day long.
Oh, hey, I like that analogy.
Yeah, like with lighting and everything, where you want to put this, you know.
Yeah.
So it's really fun. So, but yeah, I think that's where, like, negative wise, it's just like there's some things that people can do less of, but I still think it's a learning experience. Yeah.
Now, with your social media background, is there anything? Are there Instagram trends that you would like to see kind of fade away?
Oh yeah, Instagram makeup.
Oh, amen.
Yes, I am so tired of hopping on a shoot and the makeup, the talent will be like, "Oh, I can do my own makeup," and like the talent does not know what needs to be covered or know how to use like some of these products where it looks good on camera. I think that's the thing that they need to learn, or work with the makeup artist and just like, okay, this is my usual look or something, you know. Breaking that bond and making that bond with a makeup artist is really nice too. Like, then they can help you like with new product or things like that, or help you learn how to use certain products. But I really dislike having like Instagram makeup artists sometimes. It's really known in the industry, but it's nice to know that they're hustling as well, and that's their craft, you know. And like I said before, eventually people will learn how to do less, you know. And but it does dishearten me, like some of my clients do hire people on like this, and it steals jobs from other makeup artists, and it, you know, creates this whole like steep down thing where like some makeup artists can't use their usual rate and they have to break down to their lower rate because some of these newcomer artists, you know. But yeah, I think like that's one of the biggest trends. I really dislike those Instagram box eyebrows.
Us too. We just can't stand them. Please, everyone, just stop. Just stop. It's been going on for too long.
It's sad that's been going on for so long. But I'm kind of happy it's like kind of dying down. But like the Instagram makeup influencer slowly getting better. So it's nice. But yeah, I mean, I shoot tons of influencers as well. So it's cool. Like, I talk to them and stuff too. So it's like, what are you guys doing now? Like, what are you going to trend set next and stuff like that. Yeah.
What's the best choice you made in your career?
Yes, moving to California. It's so nice. I just think as I said before, it's a very impactful move for me. To even like move here when I'm 18 and it's in high school, you know, none the least. And I remember like I would skip school just to go like assist my mentor. She'd be like, "Hey, I have a shoot this day. Are you free?" And it's like, I can make it free. I didn't finish college because I was shooting. I was like I wasn't paying attention in class anymore. I was just like, what do you mean? Like, I can be shooting instead of like doing this right now. I could be making money instead of like going to class. So it's really fun for me to like know that I didn't need to do this college thing. But luckily college was free for a semester. So I didn't even pay out of pocket.
Nice.
Yeah.
So no debt.
Yeah, no debt at all. And I feel like college isn't for everybody, you know. And it wasn't for me. But with photography, if you're really just starting out, I feel like college is okay, you know. There's a class for you to learn how to develop film. Mm-hmm. There's a class for you to learn about shooting film, which is really nice. I didn't get that part, which I was kind of down about, but I was just like, if you have the money, definitely recommend going to college for photography to learn basics, but also because they have unlimited resources for you to use. I can't go out and use a Hasselblad, like go purchase a Hasselblad or a Phase One.
Yeah.
Like that's not happening in my like career. But if you go to school, they have Phase Ones for you ready to use, or like other medium format cameras, and they have like expensive lighting gear. I mean, gear is not everything, but you can definitely learn how to use these different cameras. So once you do take off in your career, like you already know what to do, and then you can hire on to the right people to be on set with you, you know. Mm-hmm. But yeah, California is really one of my like biggest impact in my life, and I just like went on about other things, but yes, I really love California. It's the biggest step in my career.
Thanks for watching this episode of Photowrk. Stay tuned for part 2, where Randy shares his insight on how to get published,
as well as many other tips. We'll see you next time.